Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday. It is Dream Circle Day. It's the day my Substack newsletter goes live. I'm also finishing up some client work. You know the drill. So we're gonna have an exciting day today. It's also supposed to be like 75 and sunny in Nashville, which is a welcome gift after the kind of gloomy, rainy winter that we've had. Thinking maybe there will be some opportunities to get outside. Who knows what we'll get up to today, but I just figured that not as always, but as of lately, I would bring you guys along with us. I just got home not too long ago. I've already showered. Sam and I have made the bed, and now I'm just getting ready to do my morning coffee. So I figured I'd show you guys how I make that. I feel like all of these vlogs are just chatting, making beverages, and that's pretty much it. Let me start by saying this. Every morning Sam makes the coffee because he's taught me a million times, but I just refuse to learn so that he'll continue making it for us. But he does a pour over in our Chemex. We just have been buying the like Costco brand coffee because we have it every morning and it's affordable and it's nice enough. I don't know, I'm not a coffee snob, so I couldn't tell you what the difference is or the notes or anything like that, but it does the trick. And then you guys know I'm a huge fan of homemade cashew milk. I personally just haven't found anything that's as creamy or like good ingredients as this, and it's seriously so easy to make. I was talking to my friend the other day and she was like, tell me again how you make it. You literally just soak a cup of raw unsalted cashews. We get ours from Trader Joe's. I can actually show you the packaging. They look like this. It's honestly the most cost-effective, great version that we've found. The only ingredient in this is cashews, and I just soak a cup of that overnight, or you know, they say you can soak it for like 4 hours if you're really in a pinch, and then you rinse them so that, you know, all the gunk gets off. Put them in a blender with 4 new cups of water. I like to use filtered water from our Berkey. And then I add a little bit of like 2 tablespoons, a tablespoon of maple syrup, a pinch of Himalayan sea salt, and this last time I put a little bit of vanilla extract in there, and then you just blend it on high for 2 minutes. You don't have to strain it, you don't have to use a cheesecloth or anything like that. It just comes out creamy and delicious, and I use it in just about everything. So I don't know, I haven't done like the cost analysis. I don't know if it's like cheaper than buying cashew milk from the store, but with the price of like milk alternatives these days, I bet that it is. So I'm a big fan. I just got these little what are these called? Carafes for our wedding, but they were just from Amazon and we got like 6 of them. I use them for water. If we want chilled water in the Berkey, I use them for cashew milk, so they're the best. And then I also love the Chobani creamers. Now this is not the best ingredients. If you're like a really clean eating sort of girl, you're probably gonna be like, don't be drinking that. But we also want our coffee to be delicious, you know? So I use just like a tablespoon at most of this, and I blend them together, and I find that this is hands down the best coffee creamer. It tastes the best. It's like the perfect amount of sweetness. It is on the sweeter side, so if you don't like that, then I don't think you'll probably like these, but I do. So all I do is I've already got where we do all of our coffee in Yetis so that they stay warm, but we only have a certain amount of like, not this tall, but taller Yetis that we actually really like. So today it's the big guy, although there's not 32 ounces of coffee in here. Don't worry about that. I just fill up my milk frother. Bless you. I got it at the thrift store for $13, which Sam thinks is kind of disgusting that I would buy a milk frother from like a used milk frother, but it was clean, it was in the box, so I'm sure it had been used before, but it was well enough for me. I just fill this to about like half a cup, maybe like a third of a cup. And then I just do a little splash of the Chobani. I used to have a pumpkin spice, which you saw in a previous vlog if you watched my little rooibos. It's literally the same thing as that drink, just with coffee. And then I also had a caramel macchiato. All of them are good. I've also tried, I don't know if it's like chocolate, mocha, hazelnut or something like that. That one wasn't that great, but I just don't really love chocolate flavored things. I just add like a little splash, maybe a little more. I love this sweet and creamy because you can put it in literally anything. I do it in my matchas and it just makes everything taste like a marshmallow. And I love marshmallows. That's one thing about me, like desserts, anything like that. I don't want like chocolate chips. I don't want like chunks of things. I just want like sugar and cream flavor. So I like vanilla and sweet cream and marshmallow. Vanilla wafers I love, you know, just really shortbread cookies, plain things. I don't know if I told you guys this in a previous vlog, but you guys know that I have my agency, TGC, Tiana Gidley Creative. That's a branding agency. And we sort of restructured things at the end of last year. We're still doing all of the same services that we've offered before. So brand identity, website design, social media, content creation, management, email marketing. Previously, TGC existed at this intersection of, okay, what are your dreams and how can we make them a reality online so that everywhere you're showing up digitally is consistent with your branding. That's, you know, messaging, that's visuals, that's the way you interact with the people who are engaging with your brand. And we would handle that as like an entire agency. So if you came to us, we could do all of that in-house. Now we're still doing all of the same offerings and utilizing the same talent that we were before. We are just connecting you directly to the people that you need to make that vision a reality. So say you came to us and you were like, I want to rebrand and I want to do some social media content creation. Well, in that case, you might need a senior graphic designer and a social media manager, and you could really just cherry pick who you wanted to be a part of your team to help you realize that dream. To be totally honest with you, you know, you've heard that this year is the year of self-expression, and I think, you know, when you're in a service-based industry like that, it can be really fulfilling to kind of help other people realize their dreams and champion them, that anything is possible, because I truly believe that. I believe everything that we long to do is a possibility, and all of our potential, like your potential is the same potential as all of the people you admire to make those dreams a reality. Sometimes it's just about clicking the right people or opportunities or things into place. And sometimes it's honestly just a little bit about encouragement, knowing that you can, and having people on your team, you know, championing you through. Yeah, I was so focused to the point that I almost didn't realize on everybody else that I was really denying a lot of my own dreams and what those looked like. And I think, you know, building an agency was something that kind of happened organically. I mean, not kind of, it happened really organically. And I think I traveled so far down the road that I got to a point where I was like, oh, you know, maybe there are other dreams that are stirring on my heart that I haven't had the opportunity to explore yet, at least give a shot, right? I mean, this is a prime example. I just felt like there was something deeper inside of me that was aching to come to the surface and to be looked at, to, you know, decipher if it felt good and true and aligned for me. And I was never going to get that opportunity to look at that from somebody else. And I think that's what the issue was. I think I was really looking for other people to validate in me that I was good enough or talented enough, or that my life was interesting enough to share. And I just realized that I was waiting for someone or something to come save me, and that was honestly never going to come. So I just had to start turning that energy inward and saying, okay, if you have these aspirations, if you have these dreams on your heart, what does it look like to start believing that from an internal place, and then allowing everyone else to catch up and say, okay, I see what you see, you know? And I really do. If you have any experience with my self-reflection journal within, or with TGC, or just with my brand and the way that I, you know, talk about things overall, I really believe that we all have this intuitive internal navigation system, and so often we lose our way. So much of the confusion is because we stopped listening to that inner voice. So about 3 years ago was the time when I was like, okay, we're really going to embark on this homecoming of, instead of living for everyone else and trying to please everyone else and be this perfect, controlled, you know, perfectly manicured thing, I just want to be true, and I just want to be, you know, as true to myself as possible. So it's been a long journey, and I think every time I get to the point where I think that I've arrived and I'm healed, there's something new to be uncovered. With the agency, I thought this was it. I was seeing so much profit. I had like a crazy profitable first year, unexpectedly so, and I was like, okay, you know, maybe this is it, maybe I found my thing. But I think there were bigger aspirations, and not to say that building an agency isn't a big enough aspiration. I mean bigger in the sense that there was something more lurking in the internal landscape of my heart, and I was really denying it, mostly because I was scared that if I embarked on this journey, if I traveled down this path, what if I got to the end point and realized nobody else found me worthy enough or good enough? What would I have to give up in order to gain these things that I wanted? And so it's been a lot of healing work, a lot of writing, a lot of reflecting, but you know, it's been worth it every single time. So do I know what the future holds? No. Am I sure anybody's even watching this? I mean, I know a few of you are, so that's great. But I think I got to the point where I was so burnt out and exhausted and tired of not honoring myself that there was nowhere else that I could turn. So alas, this is why I'm here. I'm excited to be here, and it feels really, really good. So I'm excited about that. Anyways, back to the coffee. So I also like to add collagen to my coffee, mostly because it's tasteless. And Sam and I have been on this journey of trying to up our protein intake, and this is just a really easy way to do it. I don't know if Vital Proteins is the best brand, so if you guys have any other brands that you know that are cleaner or that you like better, let me know. But we get this from Costco. We just got a Costco membership this year and we're really excited about it. You know, 30-year-old things. This does the trick. So I do 2 scoops of this, and it has 20 grams of protein, so already. And I like to do it in my coffee because it's like right after I've worked out. I don't know all of the health benefits of that, but that is what I'm told, that you should drink protein right after you work out. And then I do a little cinnamon as well, because cinnamon, from what I hear, lowers your glycemic index, which is, I'm spitting out all of this health information, and I honestly don't really know, so don't take my word for it. Do some extensive research. Then I just blend that up, because if there's one thing about the collagen that I don't really like, it's if it is like grainy, but if you blend it enough, that doesn't happen. It's smooth and tasteless. Then I just mix the two together and voila. Something I've been trying to remind myself of is I can't keep judging my starting point against everybody else's like end point when they've been doing it for years and years. I really just have to go off of the potential of what this could be, and know that every single time I publish a video, or every single time that I put an Instagram story up or do a TikTok, I get a little bit better at it, and I get more information about what people are enjoying, you know, what's doing well. Not that that's the goal, you know, the goal for me really is being as authentic, as true as I can when expressing myself, but it's nice to know those things too, you know. It's been a little bit challenging to like overcome the mental dialogue of like, ugh, this isn't where I want it to be, but alas, we prevail. I'm gonna sit down, do my morning clarity right, which you guys have seen before, that I do every morning, meditate a little bit, and then probably get started diving into writing. Of course, we'll keep you guys along, bring you along, and let you know what we get up to. So thanks for listening to my TED Talk.
How'd you get to be so beautiful? Huh? You're such a good boy. Do you want to go on a walk today? Yeah? Are we gonna go on our afternoon walk? I love you. Give me a beso. Oh, thank you. They say I sleep beneath your wings. You say I
I realized that I was like, yeah, if you have any experience with my journal, and then gave no additional context, and you've seen me using my journal, and I haven't really even talked about it. About 2 years ago, I had this little ping, which if you don't follow Lacey Phillips and her TBM work, you should. It's really great. It's all about like neurological manifestation and the science behind manifestation. I really love her and her entire brand. And ping is her terminology. It's like this little spark that we get to do something, or it's like a little idea. So a couple of years ago, I was journaling a ton. I had been doing the Artist's Way, the morning pages from that, and found so much clarity in that process. And so I was buying these notebooks off of Amazon that I really loved, and would just at the beginning of the day ask myself whatever question was most present then. So for example, like today, one of the questions I might ask myself is, how can I invite in more of these divine feminine, or what like a lot of people want to describe as divine feminine qualities into my life? So things like self-worth, acceptance, flow, abundance. And I would just write through these prompts and see what answers found me. And what I found was that by the end, I had so much clarity, and it wasn't clarity that was prescribed from someone else. It was this very true, honest, gritty clarity and answers that came from an internal place. And so one day I was journaling and I had a ping that I wanted to create something where people could go through the same process that I did, ask themselves questions and see what comes up, but get their own version, their own answers, to continue listening to that inner voice, that true north. This is, I'll flip it around. Within, this is the self-reflection journal I created. It has over 100 prompts in the front, ranging from everything from love to connection to creativity to money, so that if you don't know what to ask yourself on any given day, you can go to one of these categories and that feel most resonant and just pick a prompt and see where it takes you. And you'll notice that the rest of the journal is completely blank, and that's intentional because I want it not to be a place where you feel like in order to arrive at the place that you need to arrive at, you need to adhere to some specific structure, but to really allow space. I'm big on space and the freedom to come to your own conclusions, because the truth is, none of us know what's right for other people. You know what I mean? You, me, we live singular experiences, and to say that my way of doing things is the absolute right way would just be a little bit naive in my opinion. So I wanted to provide as much space as possible for you to do whatever. Sometimes I'll scribble, sometimes I write notes. It just really depends on where I'm at. One thing you'll notice too is at the top it has this key takeaways section, which it won't focus, but you get the point. So that like if you're journaling and there's an aha moment, or even sometimes if there's something that I need to remember to do, like, oh, I should remember that, so that it doesn't hinder my writing process, I'll write it in the key takeaways section. And then you can use it as this little guidepost of like remembering things, where I was at a certain time. So it's just really nice. I find that writing is one of the ways that I channel through answers most clearly, but that could be anything for you. That could be painting, dancing, singing, moving, whatever gets you most connected with your internal world and your internal landscape. That's the most important. So if you think writing might be something that you want to try on, and you know, surefire clues would be like if you kept a diary a lot as a kid, or if you loved English classes, I would have a sneaking suspicion that journaling might be a really good way for you to process information. But they are for sale through my website, and if you're in Nashville, they sell them at the Green Ray, which is a really cool art bookstore in East Nashville that you should definitely visit. And then they also, if you're in Des Moines, Iowa, sell it at this really beautiful store called Eden. So I will leave the link in my description so that if you want to order one online, you absolutely can. And yeah, we can go on this journaling journey together.
1 hour later.
If this isn't proof that you should be journaling, I don't know what is. I don't know if I'll even include this because I never wanted to be one of those people that cried on camera, you know, to try and gain any favor or make people watch or, you know, whatever. But I figure this is the truest I can be in this moment. And that's what I'm searching for, you know, truth. I think I'm somebody, let me try and set you guys down. I think I'm somebody that learned, you know, from a really young age how to play the game of life. In that, how can I work harder than everyone else
How can I be really perceptive about what other people like and don't like so I can be that, and not just be that, but be that to excellence. And I think that's part of what this whole homecoming was about, you know. I think there was something inside me that was like, Tiana, we can't keep doing this. We're exhausted. And I think if you lived your whole life for other people, you would have gotten to the end and said, what was it all for? Even though this journey has been so fucking hard. And it just seems like it's never ending. I think of this like Spanish term, vale la pena, which is like, it's worth all of the pain. It's worth all of the tears and the confusion and everything, because something bigger, something brighter is calling to you. So yeah, it was fucking hard to restructure my business and to disappoint people. It's like one of my biggest fears. And so when I was journaling today, I'm like, what are the lessons here? I can't see them. And I just started listing out my fears, like what am I really, really scared of? And it started as like very surface level fears. I'm scared of, you know, being 30, getting older and not being relevant, not having my like beauty to rely on. It started as, you know, I'm scared of my husband finding somebody else more attractive or less damaged than me. I could feel like tears coming, which I know, you know, always symbolizes that I'm close to a breakthrough. Sorry, my neighbor's doing like housework or whatever, really inconvenient time. One thing I'm really scared of, and I don't want to like air this out like super publicly, so I'll just tell you what I can without being super specific, but there's one person in my life that every time I do something, I see this person in my mind just like criticizing me. I get really nervous that they're going to find fault in what I'm doing and think that what I'm doing isn't right, or whatever the case may be. It's always the person I see in my head, like when fears pop up. I think what I'm really afraid of is that there's nothing I can do to make this person see or hear, or to like show them that who I truly am. Like if I was to like lay it all out there and like be myself 100% is good enough, you know, and that I never want to hurt anybody, you know, I just want to be free. And I think that that's what this whole thing is all about, realizing that maybe there is nothing I can do, no way to be, no way to perform, no like working hard enough to make other people see that. I realized that that is freedom. Like, okay, well, if you realize that there's nothing you can do, there's nothing you can do, and then you can actually start the process towards healing. But that doesn't mean that it's not really scary. I wish I had something inspirational to tell you. Like, I wish there was maybe like a point to me sharing this, to me coming on camera and fucking crying. But I don't know that there is. Just sharing this with you. Maybe you relate to it. Maybe you don't. I'm just trying to be honest.
I'm back in the kitchen. Yeah, if I choose to include the last clip that I recorded, which I think I probably will, I'm feeling a lot better. I journaled through a lot of what I was going through, and I came to a resolution that felt lighter for me. And that's just the beauty of journaling, right? Life is full of really hard things, a lot of lessons to be learned, but I think that's also part of what makes life rich, right? And while all of those things are still there, those fears just don't go away overnight. I think the process of kind of like letting them exist somewhere outside of my body and my mind already makes me feel a lot lighter. I'm feeling more hopeful. I'm about to kind of get ready for the day, put on some makeup finally. And I think I felt really inspired when I was journaling, because yeah, I use these like alchemy cards too to kind of like take my journaling further, and maybe one day I'll show you that. Right now I'm still like a little bit shy about exposing all facets of myself. If you are subscribed to the Substack, I recommended this in the last February TT's Top 3, so definitely take a look there. I'll also link the deck in the description box. But something I love about the cards is that they always have like reflection points or ways to go deeper with the materials. And one of the cards that came up today was Summer, which is all about like vitality and ripeness and radiance and abundance. And you know, if you think about summer and like the warmth of summer, you know, spending all day in the sun, farmers markets, it's very much so that energy. So I was really inspired because the go deeper sort of suggestion was to watch Call Me By Your Name. So I was listening to Sufjan Stevens this morning, and I think while I get ready I'll probably have that on in the background, despite all of the controversy with Armie Hammer. Anyways, another thing that feels really bright and exciting is TikTok. I think if you're on TikTok, you could agree, it really does be influencing you. I told you Sam and I are on this like higher protein journey, and so I got influenced the other day by this girl's video for this protein. And when I tell you that I bought this so quickly, and it came today. So I ordered it not even, I think like a few days ago, maybe on Saturday, and it's Wednesday, it's already here. But Boba protein. I literally love boba tea so much. Classic milk tea was the only flavor that they had in stock. Classic milk tea is my favorite. I'm I'm literally so excited to talk about this. So it's whey protein, which in the past, whey protein has made my skin break out, but I have gotten my skin in way better shape, and I feel like I've gotten that under control. So we'll see. We'll see how this whey protein does. It's just grass-fed whey, coconut oil creamer, black tea powder, monk fruit extract, and salt. So the ingredients are really good. I also saw reviews on TikTok of people saying that it has 121 milligrams of caffeine, so like be careful. And you know, I also had to get the like actual boba. I don't think this stuff is actually good for you. I think it's just like a flavor enhancer. But yes, I don't know if I'm gonna try it right now since I already had that collagen coffee. I'm feeling a little bit full, but later in the day, I will try this for you on camera so we can get full reviews. I'm so excited about this. So another bright spot in the day for sure.
Turn and feel it now. We're sober, what can bring us down? Get closer, we're so far away.
Yeah, honestly, can't wait any longer. I've gotten ready, done my hair, done my makeup, but I think the time has come to try the boba tea protein. It says, for best experience, add 1 scoop of boba tea protein with 1 part milk to 1 part water in a shaker, and shake vigorously until blended. But you know what? I do want the actual bobas too, so we gotta make those. I think you're supposed to boil them. Oh, let me see. I'm gonna get my phone. Why would I put that on the vlog?
I don't know, you were just crying on the vlog, so.
How do you know?
Because I heard you talk about it.
I don't know if I'm gonna include that yet. Okay, bring 6 cups of water for every 1 cup of tapioca pearls. 18 cups of water per package. Oh, so I don't need a cup. 30 minutes? I have to wait 30 minutes to cook these little boba balls. I suppose once you make a few, you can keep them? I don't know. What's 1/4 of 6 cups? Like 1.5 cups? No, that's too much. Like a little bit more than a cup? I'm asking you, Sam.
What?
What's like 1 cup of boba? You need 6 cups of water. So if I do 1/4 a cup of boba, what's 1/4?
Of 6?
Yeah. Like a little over a cup.
1.5.
Oh, it is 1.5.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, great. Can you? You have to turn off, remove from heat, and let sit for another 20 to 30 minutes. Oh, but you can store them in the refrigerator. Store in the refrigerator in an airtight container with simple syrup made of 100 grams of water and 50 grams of brown sugar replacement. Well, I don't have brown sugar replacement, so I might just have to use brown sugar. Oh, and then you can reheat them. So maybe I will do 6 cups of water. Okay, okay, we're on it now. Kind of. I decided to make the full package, well, not the full package, but like the full recommended serving size of the boba because it says that you can store it in the refrigerator. Oh, my camera's gonna die. We gotta fix that. Man, this is what they're always talking about, like backup batteries and stuff. I'm gonna charge my camera for a little bit just while the water's boiling and I get the boba going, and then I'll be back to show you the rest. So it's been a few hours later. I didn't realize that I had to cook the boba, and it takes like an hour to do. And then by the time I was done cooking the boba, Sam was like ready to cook breakfast, and so we had like a high protein breakfast. I wasn't about to eat like a high protein boba tea as well. I would have just been too full. So we are here, the boba is made, and so I figured it was high time to do a real live taste test for you. Let's do it. Here is the boba I made. You know, you guys, I'm really impressed with myself. I don't know. I just didn't know that I could make boba. I was previously only the gal that bought it. So to make it, I was like, ooh, look at me go. Boba, I'm learning, is kind of high calorically. I'm not somebody who like counts my calories or my macros or anything. I just try and like, you know, intuitively go about it. But that being said, I don't want to turn this into something where I'm like drinking a bunch of calories unnecessarily. So I want to be a little conscientious of that. So it says 50 grams is 116 calories of just the tapioca pearls. And then the boba protein is 150 calories, in case you're somebody who does count macros and wants to know. So I think I'm gonna do 25 grams of boba. We'll see how that plays out. I'm gonna use my little multicolored glasses. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw me use these as a base and to make a strawberry matcha the other day, and everybody really loved these, so I'll leave a link in the description below. I will say, my friend who lives in San Miguel de Allende, like half of the year, was like, does it frustrate you that I can get these for $2 in Mexico? And I was like, yes, absolutely. So the link that I have isn't the most cost-effective option, but I think it's like 70 bucks for 6 cups, so take it or leave it. So that's 36 grams of boba. That's not a lot, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm just gonna put it into the glass at the bottom. Good, good. And then I'm gonna put ice. They say to use 4 ounces? Yeah, 4 ounces of milk to 4 ounces of water so that it's not super sweet and, again, calorie dense. So I'm gonna use my cashew milk. Does this have ounces on it? Oh yeah, 4 ounces. So it's really only 8 ounces of drink. Okay, so 4 ounces cashew milk. Oops, that was like perfect. And then I'm gonna do 4 ounces of perky water. And then it says, I'm gonna do a little more water, to mix the protein in this. So I'm gonna mix it in this little, what do you call this thing? Measuring cup? I don't know. It has a name, but whatever. First impressions, wait, let me smell it better, is that it smells like protein. Okay, 1 level scoop going in. I'm gonna take my little blendy tool. Oops. And just use that to blend things. They say to use a shaker ball, but I don't have that, so. Now I'm gonna pour that into my glass. Oh, it gives you like a full glass of boba. Okay, I don't have like boba straws, but I do have fat straws. I wonder if these are actually going to be wide enough to get the boba through them. We'll see. Okay, so first impressions. It does taste like milk tea, like classic milk tea. I mean, I worked so hard for these boba, but my straw's not big enough. Look it, you can see it stuck in there. Yeah, I don't know if that one's coming out. Here's my full thoughts. Is this a healthier alternative to boba tea? I think yes, absolutely, especially given that it has so much protein in it. It tastes good. I like it. Can I tell that it has artificial sweetener in it? Yes. Like, I can tell that it's like artificially flavored. It's not as good as I thought it was gonna be, which is a little disappointing, but it does scratch an itch. I definitely need to get boba straws if I'm gonna be making this drink on the reg. Overall, I'd give it probably maybe like a 6 out of 10. And that's pretty harsh for me. So let's have Sam try it. No? What?
It's not worth the effort.
You don't think?
No.
Well, you didn't even make it.
Yeah. And it wasn't worth it.
What do you rate it?
I'd say like 5 or 6 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, I'm a little disappointed. I thought it was gonna be really good. Man, usually TikTok has like fire recommendations. I thought like this was gonna like be the end all. And like, don't get me wrong. It does taste like boba, it is good, but like, if you're gonna go get boba, maybe just go get like the full thing, you know? Let it be a little treat. I have to say, the more that I drink this, the more I like it. I already made all the boba. I do need to get boba straws, but like, I don't know. It definitely scratches an itch, you know? Anyways, I have written my Substack. It is an extension of kind of what we talked about this morning, just in written form. Please excuse all of my mess in the back. So needless to say, it's pretty vulnerable. I started a Substack last July, and it really started as this place where I could be completely honest, you know? I was really craving a space of self-expression, and Substack seemed like something that not a lot of people were doing at the time. Love to write, clearly, I journal all the time. Let me have this space where I can put my thoughts to metaphorical paper and publish it for people to see. And to be completely honest, it's been one of the things that I've been most consistent with as far as content creation goes. I publish it every Wednesday, and the topics range. They're usually, this is like something that manifested over time, but questions. The titles of the newsletters are questions, and it just takes you on a journey through, you know, thoughts. And sometimes it's you know, really deep and vulnerable. Sometimes, I mean, actually a lot of times it is that. But sometimes it's also like my favorites list, things I'm recommending that month, things I'm watching, things I'm reading, things I'm consuming. So if you want, I'll leave the link in the description so you can subscribe if you're into longer format. I mean, if you're into longer format, it's probably why you're here watching a YouTube video, but if you like to read things and get things delivered directly to your inbox, it's really fun. It's been one of those days that's funny, right? Like, maybe you're watching this and you're thinking, wow, she's really all over the place. Which, just welcome to my life. It's one of those days where, you know, you feel like you have this really big breakthrough, and then everybody comes out of the woodworks, and just you feel like all of your deepest hardest, you know, things to deal with also rise to the surface. So today, instead of succumbing to those and like giving my energy to them to pacify them, I'm really trying to like set hard boundaries and be honest about what I need. And so far, so good. I think every time that we can strengthen that muscle a little bit, try that on, you know, advocating for ourselves, we get a little bit more comfortable with doing it. And I'm definitely in the same boat of needing to hear that. Today has been weird, but it's been good. I'm going to edit this newsletter and then take Pete for our afternoon walk. And then dream circle again tonight. So don't know how much I'll film of the rest of the day since you've already seen it. And this vlog is probably already so long and I haven't even done an outfit change yet, but yeah, we'll see what we get up to. It's 80 degrees, well, nearly 80 degrees in Nashville today. So Pete and I are about to take our little afternoon walk a little bit early. We typically try and go around 3:30. It's 2:46 now, but I have just had a roller coaster of an emotional day today. I am wearing my Dua Lipa shirt to take a walk. Sam's celebrity crush, well, one of them is Dua Lipa, and I mean, rightly so. I took him to a Dua Lipa concert on Valentine's Day last year and had to get a little tipsy to endure the whole thing and not cry with insecurity. So nobody has said anything about wearing your insecurities on your chest or your sleeve, but that is like consciously, subconsciously what I'm trying to program here. So I'll let you know if it works. We are back on our Audible game. Last month I read 6 books, including, I think 2 of them were audio books. And this year I just have been off my game. I did just finish Vladimir, which was, that book is controversial. If you think you're getting like a steamy book based on the cover of what it looks like, just be warned that it's a lot of the inner thoughts of a very dark woman. Or I should say a woman going through a lot of dark things. And like, man, the end of that book was a wild time. I was so bored for the first like 16 chapters. And then the last, I would say 6 of the book, I was like, I literally was walking down the street with my headphones on, like, what? Like cringing. So, I mean, maybe that entices you to read the book, I don't know. I was off nonfiction for a really long time. I don't know, I just went through a period where I was reading only nonfiction in an effort to grow, and I was like, I need to read something or do something to be entertained. So I just dove back in to my nonfiction journey, and I downloaded, what is it? The State of Affairs by Esther Perel. I also have Mating in Captivity, which I have listened to on audiobook, not in entirety. So I may decide to go back and read that one first. But if you didn't know, Esther Perel is like an expert on relationships and intimacy. And she's been on a couple of podcasts that I have listened to, and I just really appreciate her perspective. She has a podcast as well where I believe she either brings real couples on the show or she uses real life experiences and works through them. So yeah, I'm interested to see what I get up to, what I learn. Yeah, that's the update. Let's go on a walk. We are going to happy hour at a local spot in our neighborhood that we really love called Red Perch. I believe the story goes that the husband is from Australia or Australian. I think he is from Australia because he has an accent. And the wife is from, they can't even see me. There we go. The wife is from, well, I don't know if she's from the Philippines, but she's Filipino. And so it's a really cool fusion of like fish and chips, but also lumpia and poke bowls. It's really great. And it's actually easy to be pretty healthy there. So the weather is just so beautiful. So we're gonna go eat outside. I'm really excited about it.
So